Massive procrastinator here. What the fuck are you doing? See, this time I was smart enough to put something behind the door and then it tried to punch me in the face. So it's been a 3-day weekend for me and I haven't done jack shit. So from the last video you saw, I was sick. Like, I was dying. And I died for about 5 days. But now I'm somewhat okay, so I'm gonna work on something for once. Because I've been procrastinating doing anything for a long time. I'm also a procrastinator because I refuse to film shit when I need to. Because, what you can't see right now, I already pulled my engine out. The other day I worked on the car. I didn't think I was gonna get much done, so I didn't film anything. I ended up getting everything ready to pull it. And then a few days ago, I had a buddy come over and bring me an engine leveler, and then we got it pulled out in like 10 minutes. So what the fuck was the point of filming it? So I apologize for not showing you guys the pulling out the engine process. No one fucking cares anyways. It's annoying as shit and I hate it, but hey, the engine's out. Not really much else has gone on since the last video, other than I got a haircut and I'm growing a mullet now. I'm sorry, Mom. But damn, it's fucking cool and I'm gonna grow it out until spring. It's fucking cold outside, still. So that's kind of been the main reason why I don't work on things, is because it's fucking cold out here. So I'm gonna switch to the GoPro so I don't have to carry my big fucking camera around. Boom. So here you go. The engine is out. Also, I didn't charge my GoPro, so I don't know how long the battery's gonna last. So that's probably gonna debate on how long this video is. Engine is out. Still has a transmission on it and everything. The engine bay is god awful. God, this is fucking gross. This is one of the main reasons why the engine's coming out, because it's really hard to clean up the whole crossmember area and the frame rail area and the firewall when the engine's in. So this is all getting cleaned up and probably getting painted. I'm most likely not going to stitch weld the engine bay because I don't have that kind of time. The engine is fucking disgusting. Oh my god. This is another main reason why I'm pulling the engine out. Look at this shit. I did not clean this engine before I put it in, by the way. So everything is gross. Like everything. I gotta pull the power steering pump off because it doesn't work. So I gotta pull that off and replace it. The oil pan area is fucking disgusting and the oil pan's coming off because it leaks. I don't know if the mid pan leaks or not, but I'm not going to pull it off just yet. I need to pull the valve covers off and do those gaskets and probably paint them. I might pull my intake off and just clean it. But yeah, this thing's fucking gross. So the main reason why I didn't show this engine any attention before it went into the car was because it wasn't supposed to last. I don't know if I've mentioned this before, but this engine was not supposed to last at all. Like, it was supposed to, what the fuck is this? Oh, it's the engine leveler handle. So this engine was only supposed to last me a couple of vents, maybe just a whole year, and then I was expecting it to blow up, and then I would have to get a new engine. So, with knowing that, I didn't care to take care of the engine before it went into the car, because what's the point? It was going to get pulled out. But the engine has good compression. It's holding up still, just leaks everywhere, so why get rid of it now? But the good thing is, once the engine's back into the car and everything but the wiring is put together, where it just needs to be wired and started, the car is actually going to be sent to somebody that is really good with wiring, and he's going to go through all of it, figure out why I'm melting ECUs, and clean up the wiring and sleeve everything and make it look nice. So that's going to be fucking expensive, but it's going to be worth it because, God, my wiring is shit. Thankfully, when I got my exhaust rebuilt, where they made the wide pipe at, they were fucking amazing and made it far enough back that I'm able to pull my transmission out without pulling my exhaust. So first things first is power steering pump. So I need to pull the belt off, then the reservoir, then I can pull the pump off.
This is a shout out to my new 2 best friends, David No Money and Young Green. Young Green, good Green. No Green. Yes, y'all boys go rise to the top.
Wait. I have an impact. What the fuck am I doing?
Took your bitch and I P's up, pull up with the visa, wrist on freezer. Now I'm eating pizza, Bitches, nice to meet ya. Pull up to IKEA in the Kia flip phone, no Kia.
No Kia, all them on up here. Think I got a real tortilla. Next meal, got the idea. Smash them while I'm at the IKEA. Skirt in the Kia, Gravy and baby 50K for a deal,
You gon' get your ass served like a goddamn tennis ball.
Okay, one thing I just fucking noticed is my socket set has a 10, but no 12. Goes 10, 13, 14, 15. Because that makes fucking sense.
Your dentist called, said she tryna get the dick. Gravy pull up quick, brush my teeth, then I run up on that bitch.
Let me run up on a bitch with a nerve clip, going straight in with a soft tip, hit it with a cliff lid, think I need a Trojan. I'm a big boy, 5 pounds deployed, 5 bucks destroyed. Baby, it's baby no man.
New rate, old rate.
I need to remember this time. This AN fitting right here, I forgot it last time I replaced my pump. I forgot to take it off, and I had to go back to O'Reilly's and find it on that old pump and get it off before they sold it, because that's like a fucking, it's like that was $9. Yeah, that was a $9 fucking piece of aluminum. So, yeah, so if you're doing a 1UZ swap, if you need that part number, that part number for the AN fitting for this pump, let me know. I think I still have it somewhere.
Baby, no money.
Baby, no money.
And young Brave.
And young crazy.
Yeah.
I'm feeling y'all. I'm telling you. Y'all are the best.
Also, remember, with AN fittings, you need to use Teflon tape. And with this AN fitting, it was too long, and it would bottom out inside the power steering pump, so I put 2 copper washers on here too, so pro tip.
Looking like a motherfucking 2 chains. Now I got a few things and a couple new things. Yo, mama, that's my boo thing. Chillin' with a new gang. 2 lanes, do things. Gravy got who gang.
Gravy got who game, I got shoe game. Gotta cut myself another plastic ass 2 chains. Think I need a boo thing. Don't wanna flame. Rubber dub in the tub. It's a wing thing. Hey.
Don't forget that my bitch real thick. Pull up on the scene looking clean real quick. Gravy might score like I hit a free kick. Gravy might splash, make a bitch seasick.
Holy shit.
And that's young Gray, young babe.
You gonna come out, you cunt?
Telling you a true story about the thoughts we don't want to deal. Swag. Baby, no money about cash out, baby. Hey.
Y'all need to change y'all names, because I can get them shits fucked up. But y'all...
Another pro tip, before you bring stuff like power steering pumps to O'Reilly's, try to get as much fluid out of it as possible, because I'm bringing this back to warranty return it for a new one. And what I'm doing is I'm cranking on the power steering pulley to actually crank the pump around to push out all the old power steering fluid. So this will make it a whole lot less of a fucking mess when they get it. Be considerate, people. Don't be assholes. If I remember correctly, I'm pretty sure I need to take this big-ass bolt with me. I think I need to keep that. I'm going to take it out just in case. Yeah, I'm almost positive I need this big bolt. Okay, so I'll explain the big bolt and what that does. So the big bolt, this big bitch right here, you're probably not going to see it if you buy a power steering pump brand new. If you buy a 1UZ used, especially a swapped one, you're most likely going to see this big ass bolt, because it is actually it has something to do with, I think, when you're driving, when you are going at a faster speed, it's harder to turn the steering wheel, but when you're at a slower speed, it makes it easier to turn the steering wheel. I think, if I remember correctly, that's what that is. There was a line that originally connected to that, or like a vacuum line or something, and then it always fails, and it's in a very expensive part, so what people did instead of replacing it was blocking it off with a big-ass bolt, and then it's a little thing that you didn't need anyway, so this is a lot cheaper. So if I remember, I'm going to need to keep this, so when I get my new pump, I can just swap it over to it. God, I fucking love impacts.
There goes a sight from my soul. There goes a sight, there goes a sight. Now there goes a sight from my soul. There goes a sight from my soul. There goes a sight, there goes a sight. There goes a sight from my soul. I think it's all angels just walk by. 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 There goes a sight from my soul.
One thing I really need to do, which I don't think I'll do today, I don't know, is I need to buy way too much engine degreaser and brake cleaner, because I'm going to need to completely hose this fucking engine down with it. The best investment that I've made so far with this is buying this drip pan, because even though I've made it a fucking mess while pulling the engine out, this thing has been amazing and has caught a lot of it. And when doing small stuff like pulling my power steering lines off and shit, and I don't really know where shit's gonna go, having that to slide under the car is awesome, because it gives a lot wider of a range of where shit's gonna drip. So I might buy another one, so then I can really make sure that nothing hits the floor, because I'm wanting to keep this garage clean even though it's not clean right now. After looking around, I really don't have much else I can do until I start cleaning the engine and the engine bay, because I don't want to pull my valve covers off just yet, because I want to keep them on so I can clean this whole area up and not worry about things getting into the head. There's nothing else I can really pull off. I mean, everything's fine right now until I can start cleaning. There's so much little shit that I want to get to. It's going to really suck. So brake cleaner, engine degreaser, and a wire brush should definitely get all this cleaned up, and then I can pull the oil pan off and valve covers, do those gaskets, paint these bitches, and the engine bay needs like hours and hours of cleaning. I really fucked up by putting this sticker on too early. For one, I scratched it up pulling the engine out, and two, I'm painting the engine bay, so this is gonna have to come off anyways. I might buy another one to put it there. But there is one more thing I wanted to show you guys for people who are not too experienced with 240s, something you really need to look out for. I'm gonna climb in my engine bay real quick. With 240s, they have a very horrible problem that not a lot of people pay attention to, especially when you live in a place where rust is an issue, like where I live. Right in this area of right here, it's also on this side too, but mostly on the driver's side. This whole area right here likes to rust bad. And that's horrible, because this whole area is your main structural point of your strut tower. So once this rusts out, that weakens this so much that you can actually hit a bump hard enough to where your strut tower will completely separate outside of the car, and then your chassis is pretty much totaled. So when buying a 240, look in this area, because if this is super rusty, I would say probably not to buy it. If you can fix it, yes, if you have that sort of time and ability, but if you don't, you need to avoid rusty areas right here. And one big thing that I was looking at when pulling this engine out was that I'm able to go through this and double check everything. Like here, I didn't realize this was rusting. And it's just surface rust, it's not that big of a deal, but I can actually clean this up and make sure it doesn't get worse. So I'm sanding down most of the engine bay, but this area I'm sanding down really well, so then I can make sure there's no rusty areas, and then I can paint this on really thick, so then I know that if something goes and scratches it, it won't start rusting again. So keep an eye on this area, because this is important. I need a one-piece drive shaft. I keep forgetting that. I need to buy one. So my GoPro is pretty much dead. There's not a lot else I can do, so I'm gonna have to cut it off here. I apologize for this video not being a little more in-depth, and I'm sorry that I didn't film pulling the engine out, because I know that's kind of a big deal. and a lot of people want to see that. Next things on the list for the next video is just going to be cleaning. That is the biggest thing here. That is the main reason why the engine's coming out, is just to clean the fuck out of everything. So, but that's all for me. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.